Hello, I'm Aidan Ruff. I'm here to tell you all about my new design concept, the Ecostat. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the concept of a thermostat which controls the temperature of your home. It turns the heating on and off in response to changes in temperature in the house and the outside. However, we discovered as a business, we run a number of holiday cottages and anyone renting our properties will have the heating cost included in the price, so there's nothing extra to pay. As a consequence, people tend not to think about the cost of the heating, whether they've got it turned too high, too low, whether the windows are open. And as a consequence, they tend to have it on far too high and it costs us a lot of money. We realised that after about 4 years of operation, our gas bills for one group of 10 houses was running to some £22,000 per year. Having fitted the Ecostat, that has dropped to just under £8,000, a huge saving, over 65% saving. So how does it work? Well, as far as the user is concerned, it's got a dial on the front, just the sort of thing you're used to, very easy. Turn it that way to go up, turn it that way to go down. And the temperature up and temperature down. Now if we keep turning it down, because we're going away on holiday or away for the weekend, it knows what day it is, and it'll ask us when do we want the heating turned back on. So let's say we want it turned on a week Friday. Wind it forward, not sure if you can see this on display, wind it forward, Wednesday, Thursday, plus a week, Friday, plus a week. And there we go. In a little over 12 days time, the heating will come back on, all ready for us, nice and warm and toasty when we get back from our holiday. It's also got a sophisticated microprocessor inside and a program which controls it. As the temperature varies, it will turn the heating on. However, it's also programmed with a number of times during the day, which I'm sure people are familiar with, in which it starts off, let's say 7 in the morning, and between 7 and 9 it'll give you 20 degrees. You go out for the day, it'll give you 10 or 12 degrees or 13 degrees, whatever you decide. Come back in at 5 o'clock, it comes on again, and it runs till say 11 o'clock, and off the heating goes. However, standard systems, full of knobs and bells and whistles, difficult to program. We just turn the knob on this one. Programming is done in a different way. It's also pin code protected to stop unauthorised people using it. It's also got a little thing called a sneak timer in it. You come in, it's cold and wet, it's snowy, your coat's wet, you want to warm up. What is a natural human impulse? Whack the heating up to full. That's what everyone does, of course. Then they forget to turn it down, they go to bed, they open the windows because they're too hot, they're not paying the bills, so they don't go downstairs to turn it down. However, the Ecostat sneaks the temperature down over a programmed period of time, typically 3 or 4 hours, back down to a default setting of 20. So you don't get that phenomenon of wasted heat because windows are being opened. This is a very specific use in a holiday home, but there are hundreds of thousands of holiday properties across Britain, and everybody suffers from the same problem. The domestic version, however, is very similar, but also has an infrared sensor like a burglar alarm sensor built in, and it will detect your movements in the house and it will program itself to optimise the heating for you. It will measure how quickly the house heats up and how quickly it cools down, and it will make sure that when you are in the house, the temperature of the house is what you want it to be. This is a unique feature in any thermostat, and if you were to save a similar amount of money in a domestic situation as we are saving in a commercial situation, where you could buy probably 3 or 4 of these a year, in reality I suspect that you will save a little bit less, people tend to be a little bit more cautious. However, in other circumstances such as social housing, where they may or may not be paying the bills, the Ecostat may actually reduce costs to government. Thank you for your consideration.